catching feelings, baby.
Hey love, let's talk about the human design manifestor type. If this is your first time meeting me, my name is Shar Smith, creator and owner of Living the Soul Love, and I am here to essentially help you take the guesswork out of applying human design in your life and business for the benefit of success and emotional health and well-being. Okay, first things first. Manifestors make up approximately 9% of the human population. In case you're wondering, I myself am a manifestor, a 1-3 emotional manifestor to be exact. So, hi! But essentially, a manifestor energy or a type is here to initiate people, ideas, and things into action. We're here to get things started. We're here to initiate, right? That's what our energy wants to do. But essentially, our strategy is to inform. However, there is a caveat to this. In actual practice, in experimentation, and in living life as a manifestor in the human experience, informing is more so a technique that allows us or makes it easier for us to initiate the people, ideas, and things into action with as least amount of interference as possible. Getting into the semantics of things, if you were to pull the human design chart and look to see what makes a manifestor according to the energetic wiring, in order for you to be a manifestor, you first and foremost have to have either an undefined or an open sacral center. And so undefined means that it's going to be white with at least one active gate, but it's not going to be colored in, right? Doesn't matter what color, but it's not going to be colored in. If it's open, completely open, that center is just going to be white and there are no active gates in that center, in the sacral center. The second condition that must be met is that one of the motor centers must be either directly or indirectly connected to the throat center. Now, because manifestors, we cannot have that sacral center defined, that particular motor center is out. And so that leaves one of the 3 remaining motor centers. Let me back up. The 4 motor centers in the human design chart are your sacral center, your root center, your solar plexus, and your heart/ego/will center, right? That last one is known by all 3 names. But because as a manifestor, you can't have the sacral center defined, that only leaves 3 of those remaining motor centers with an opportunity to be connected either directly or indirectly to the throat center to make you a manifestor. Really quickly, while we're on the subject of looking at your human design chart, if you want to understand your initiating power or what you are specifically here to initiate, one of the places you can look is at the channel that makes you a manifestor, that's connecting directly or indirectly to your throat center. For me, that channel is channel 3536, the channel of transitory, and this is all about expressing and processing emotions and gaining emotional wisdom and using that as a catalyst for new experiences, right? And so I'm here to initiate safe spaces for people to have that transformation and experience. At least that's one of the things that I'm here to initiate. And this is just an example. This can look a number of different ways. There are a bunch of nuances to this. This is just helpful tips to help you understand yourself a little bit better, gain that deeper self-awareness, and begin to explore the information and insight in your chart. The second place in your human design chart that you can look to better understand your initiating power is at your conscious sun gate. Okay, this is going to be on the right hand side of your chart, that very first black square on the right hand side of your chart. Okay, this is also known as your lead energy, meaning that this is energy that other people, places, and things have no choice but to experience and feel the impact of whenever you are present. For me, as an example, mine is in gate 52. This is the gate of stillness. So this is stillness for the benefit of assessment. And this energy is all about assessing and concentrating on a specific person, place, thing, idea, situation, right? So just understand what's happening and gain awareness of how things are unfolding. And the third place that you can look really quickly to understand your initiating power is at your conscious and unconscious Mercury. This is going to tell you what you're here to communicate with the collective and or your audience if you're talking about business, right? And so, for example, my conscious Mercury is in gate 45, and so this is the gate of the gatherer, and this is specifically for me, the way I'm energetically wired. This is all about sharing different techniques to apply apply and use different tools and resources for the tribe, for the collective, for the benefit of all of us. So much like I'm doing now, sharing this information and how to apply it and where to look and things like that in your chart. But again, these are just a few examples of the many different insights available to you in your human design chart. If you would like to book a reading, use the link in the description box to do so and work with me, okay? All right, so we just updated the lighting because the sun was going down and I had to turn on my ring light. I digress. The next thing we need to talk about as far as manifestors go are the signature and the not self. So the signature for manifestors is peace. This is all about the energy of not having resistance, right? And so yes, we're talking about peace of mind, peace of heart, peace of soul and body and all the things, but this experience for manifestors of peace is more so about having no resistance, about us being able to be and do and initiate as we want to, as we need to, without interference, right? And so when you talk about the initiating power and our aura's ability to act independently and to initiate action and to impact others, it's energy that everybody else in the collective wants to control. And so because we have such immense initiating power and this ability to act independently, it can often be misconstrued as something that's threatening or unpredictable by the rest of the energy types or the collective, right? And so in an attempt to know what's coming or be able to predict what's going to happen, all of the other energy types at one point in time or another try to control the manifestor energy, either for themselves or for whatever situation or idea they have concocted up and they want the initiating power for. Now, as quiet as it's kept, and what most people don't talk about when they bring this portion of the topic up, is that it's not just the other energy types in the collective that are trying to control the manifestor. Other manifestors are trying to control the manifestor as well. And so it's just about having this self-awareness, being in alignment with your own energy, understanding your own impact and initiating power, and really being more intentional about the people, places, and things that you interact with. Create a environment that you will consistently be in, etc. Like, it's just about having that self-awareness. Now, getting into the nitty-gritty of the not self, right? The anger, the experience of anger for the manifestor, that is just an energetic alarm system and an energetic sign that you are out of alignment and that you fail to follow your strategy and your authority. Remember, the strategy for manifestors is to inform, which makes it easier for you to initiate and take the action and act independently, right? But whenever you fail to inform, it creates friction. And so 9 times out of 10, really 10 times out of 10, if you fail to inform, you're going to experience some sort of anger in one way, shape, form, or fashion. And so that's your telltale sign that something is off, that you need to kind of go back and look at where you didn't inform and make the necessary adjustments going forward. It's also very important to note that anger can be reactive and it can also be repressive. So reactive is where the energy is directed outwards, and there's I was going to say energetic, but there are outbursts concerning the anger, right? And then it could also be where the energy is focused inward, where you turn that anger and impel it onto yourself and experience all different types of shame and fear and doubts and things of that nature. And some of the fears that come along with the manifestor experience, especially when you talk about conditioning and being controlled by the other people, places, and things in your environment, include having a fear of informing, as well as a fear of upsetting others, and then this fear of your own anger, not being able to control it or not knowing how to express it or what to do with it. Now, again, the manifestor energy type is very independent and self-contained. We're not naturally dependent on other people. We definitely want other people around, but we're also very intentional about who we are around or the company that we keep in all the different areas of our lives and business. Now, I want to be very clear. It's very important that you understand that I am not saying that manifestors don't need people, period, right? We need people for collaboration and connection, just like the next person, right? What I'm saying is that we don't require assistance to physically take action or to physically initiate something into being, right? We do, however, need assistance where it comes to managing and maintaining the things that we initiate, right? So This is why it's so important for us to understand the dynamics of the different roles that each of the types play in the grand scheme of things, in the big picture idea, in the big collective, right? And so where the manifestor initiates the thing into being, the projector guides the initiation, the generators help build and bring it into form, and then the reflector gives us feedback and tells us what's working and what's not working and what needs to be adjusted. Now, again, because the manifestor energy aura is so fast acting and massively impactful, the interactions that we have with other people, places, and things is heavily guarded, heavily focused, and heavily anchored in the essence of quality over quantity. Another reason why manifestors operate and move and navigate through life this way, with a focus and intention on quality over quantity, is because we don't have the energy to do all the things. Like we just ain't got it. When you talk about the 4 motor centers, the sacral center makes up 50% of the life force energy required to simply function and do all the things, right? We already don't have 50% of life force energy. We already down a whole 50%. Okay. Then when we look at the remaining 3 motor centers, the heart / will / ego, the solar plexus, and the root center, that's the remaining 50%. So if we don't have all 3 of those defined in our chart, we're down even less energy to begin with, to initiate with, to do all the things with. So hear me when I say it's a rhyme and a reason for everything. Which brings me to my next point. So for manifestors, we're going to spend 80% of our time resting. The other 20% of our time we'll spend working and initiating our creative urges. And so we actually operate on a creative cycle and a rest cycle. To learn more about the dynamics of that, because that's a whole nother video in and of itself. But if you don't want to wait for me to make a video, a great resource is a book called Informed, and it's written by Holly Herberg. I believe it's her last name. But she's the founder of the Manifestor community. You can go on Instagram and type in the search bar the Manifestor community and she'll pop right up. But she gives a great breakdown of what that cycle looks like. And the book that she just released called Informed goes in great detail all about the Manifestor energy and aura type. What's also really cool here is that Holly is a fellow manifestor. And so there you have it, a book about manifestors written by another manifestor. Okay. All right. And so now this whole concept and idea around waiting. Traditional human design has this statement where it says that manifestors are the only energy type that doesn't have to wait. This is in reference to our independent nature and the fact that we don't depend on someone else in order to be able to initiate or to be able to take action. But in actuality, it's not true that we don't have to wait. Prime example being, I'm a manifestor who has an emotional authority, and the emotional authority requires you to wait a minimum of 24 hours so that you can gain emotional clarity. This is just a general rule of thumb, but there are nuances to this, etc., etc. I digress. Point is, all of the energy types have to wait in one way, shape, form, or fashion. And for those that are struggling to find a more empowering description when researching and studying human design for the manifestor energy type, I always tell my clients and friends and family to kind of think about it as the fairy godmother in Cinderella. No, we ain't Captain Save-A-Hole, but we do make life-changing magic everywhere we go. Our whole ordeal, our whole intention when we initiate is to initiate our creative urges that will empower and inspire you to fully step into and be in your own power. And we just simply use change as a catalyst to help you do it and to benefit the entire collective. And so just like the fairy godmother on Cinderella, we just want you to live your best life. It's all with consideration, compassion for, and intention for the benefit of the collective. As manifestors, we are receiving spiritual downloads from spirit, from the universe, saying, hey, the collective needs this thing, this tool, this resource, this experience, right? We ourselves may not always know why it's needed, but we just know that it's needed. Just like the collective, you, everybody else in the collective may not even know that the thing is needed in the first place, let alone why. And so as a manifestor, our job is to initiate what is needed by the collective, for the collective, in the collective, right? And we just want everybody, including ourselves, to live our best life. That's all we want. That's our intention, and to do it peacefully. Now, of course, there's a lot more juicy detail and information about the manifestor energy type that we just couldn't cover in this video. If you are interested in learning more, click the link in the description box below and check out the self-help tools and resources I have available to support you. For a place where you can express your unique ideas and perspectives without rejection or being seen as weird, I encourage you to click the link in the description box below and apply for House of Soul Love. House of Soul Love is my 4-week coaching program created to help you process your emotions and decondition by human design. This is where you listen to and trust your own inner wisdom. We strategize to help you understand the best and most simple way to communicate your ideas and perspectives so that other people accept them and understand them, and where we brainstorm both inspiring and powerful solutions on how to keep going when people don't understand. If you want to just make it easier to influence people and have the desired effect and impact when you're sharing your different ideas and unique perspectives, then click the link in the description box below and apply to join House of Soul Love. I can't wait to support you and help you reach your goal. All right, love. See you in the next video. Bye.
Let me see your hands. Wave them at them bitches hating on you with their friends. Girl, you got it.